these things get into your head and into your soul. And I think songwriting helps cope with a lot of the stuff that you see, a lot of stuff you do. Because then covering all the crime and stuff I've done, I get death threats and really nasty emails.
That was San Francisco Chronicle reporter Kevin Fagan. I'm Jeff, and this is Storied San Francisco. Welcome to episode 13, part 3. Kevin says that as far as the homeless people he's met and covered, Jill May was probably the worst off he's seen. In today's episode, Kevin will talk about Jill. At the end of the podcast, you'll also hear a song that he played for her. Here's Kevin.
Yeah, and the worst that I've seen is with Jill May. She was a homeless crack and heroin addict who was sleeping in the Tenderloin, and Brant and I got to know really well in the mid-2000s. And she would sleep on the sidewalk with her boyfriend, Ricky, who she had a couple of kids with, and just turned tricks in the alleys. I used to hang out at all hours with her and all the other folks that we'd hang with, and she'd say, I gotta go do one of my regulars. And so she'd go off in the alley, and I'd peek around the corner and get a blowjob in the alley for $20, and off I went to a crack rock, and life moved on. It was a horrible way to live, and she knew it. And she tried to get inside several times, didn't work. When she shot up or had a good smoke, her head would clear, and we would have great conversations. She was a lot of fun. She'd ask me for notebooks, and I'd give her notebooks so she could write her diaries. And then usually a week later I'd say, hey, Jill, let's have a look at your diary. I lost it. Give me another one. And she had this gruff, kind of gravelly voice. And looked awful. She was like an emblematic face of homelessness. In fact, Brant shot a photo of her that got used at a couple of places as, the face of homelessness. But maybe I could find those, just your help or whatever. Just look up Jill May and Kevin Fagan on the SF Chronicle or the Gate. They'll pop right up. But Ricky stiffed a crack dealer on about $150 worth of crack, and so the dealer came looking for him, found her, beat her up. She mentioned to some friends, which wound up getting to the cops, and the cops talked to her. That pissed off the dealer. Dealer hauled her out to Candlestick Park and doused her in gas and burned her alive. And that was the worst thing I've seen covering homelessness. And I covered the murder trial. The killer went away for life, and homicide detective and Jill's family and Ricky and I all went out to the spot where she got burned, and there were still parts of her burned into the cement. And we stood around there and had a little ceremony after the conviction. And I sang a song that I wrote I wrote a song for an ex of mine who died some years ago, and it kind of fit. So I sang that. It's called I Will Think of You. I love doing street music. I loved it I did it when I was younger. Like I said, I still do it now and then, just as a lark. Like I took one of our columnists out to the wharf and helped some buskers there. I just sat in with them because she said, there's no good music on the wharf. Well, there's great music on the wharf. And street music is about as honest as you can get. Yeah. You got to pull the crowd. You got to, and you got to deliver.
I met some buskers.
It's wonderful. Yeah. And there's especially in London when I did street music, I met some great people there. So this is the song I sang when I went out to the spot where Jill May was killed. And she and her family and I and the homicide detective all stood around and had a little service. And I wrote this song some years ago, but it pretty much fit how I felt about Jill. how I think we all felt about Jill at the time right there. When the sun is on my shoulders, when the road is open wide, when the morning fills with promise, when I look up to the sky, when I lose my way and stumble home, when the wind around me sighs, I will think of you. I will see you in my dreams, and I will feel you in my soul. You're the ones I love, the ones I hate, the ones I haven't seen. And I'm a better man for loving you, and the truth you help me see. I will think of you. There's nothing left to hurt you now. What's done is done, just let it all go by. You can't make sense of something, makes no sense at all. And now we learn the meaning of goodbye. So when the sun is on my shoulders, when the road is open wide, when the morning fills with promise, when I look up to the sky, when I lose my way and stumble home, when the wind around me sighs, I will think of you. I will think of you.
That's it for episode 13 of Storied San Francisco. Please follow us on Twitter and Instagram at StoriedSF. We're on Facebook at Storied San Francisco. The website is storiedsf.com, and if you'd like to email us, it's storiedsf@gmail.com. Music for the podcast is by Joe Begale. Thanks for listening. Check back next week when our storyteller will be musician and filmmaker H.P. Mendoza.